Hi, I'm Richard with Archery Evolution. I'm going to talk about the three size offerings we have for the Sightsaver and go over how to measure your bow to select the right size. So what we have here is we have the small, medium, and large. Overall length is you're looking at 4.75 inches, 5.75 inches, and 6.75 inches. For selecting the right size Sightsaver for your bow, we're going to look at two very common configurations for your bow. Um, this bow right here is your traditional setup, quiver mounted on the opposite side as the arrow rest, and this bow has a stabilizer and sidebar. This bow right here also has a stabilizer, no sidebar, and has a large sight on it. In order to select the right Sightsaver for your bow, we first have to take a quick measurement. We're going to start off with the configuration that has a sidebar. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that the sidebar and your stabilizer are in the orientation that you're going to be using for either shooting or hunting. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to want to select the point at where the Sightsaver attaches to the bow. Most commonly, it's going to be the integrated quiver mount as shown here. If your bow does not have an integrated quiver mount, it may have a tooling hole in this upper portion of the region that you can use to mount the Sightsaver to. Okay, so to measure for your Sightsaver, you're first going to need a tape measure, and you will now go ahead and lift your bow up like this, and we suggest a minimum of 2.5-inch clearance on your sight for hunting situations. And so you will get your sight roughly at 2.5 inches, and then you're going to come back to the point you identified that you're going to mount your Sightsaver to, and you're going to take a look at that, and you'll see that we're roughly at 5.5, 5.75. So with that measurement, that'll drive you to our medium Sightsaver, which has an overall height of 5.75. We'll go ahead and just drop this in real quick so you can see what the overall effect is. There you go, and come back, take a look at our measurement, and we are around 2.5 inches. Personal preference may drive you to wanting more clearance to handle maybe more rugged terrain. You could drop in the large post. You can see the effect of that, and that effectively raised your sight by another 3/4 of an inch. So for this bow, we're first going to verify that the stabilizer is in the hunting or shooting configuration. And then we are going to identify the point that the Sightsaver will attach. Again, we're going to look at the integrated quiver mount as our primary location as shown here on the riser. If you don't have an integrated quiver mount, you can look for a tooling hole, which this bow does have a tooling hole here. You could mount there as well. But we are going to use the integrated quiver mount as shown here. Okay, so to do the measurement for the Sightsaver, we're going to grab our tape. We're going to come over here, we're going to lift the bow up, and we are going to go to roughly 2.5 inches of sight clearance. And then we will move over to our point that the Sightsaver mounts, and we're looking at, it could be roughly, looks like another 5.5 inches. So this is going to drive us to the medium Sightsaver post. So we'll dry fit this here, come back over, verify our distance. We're above 2.5 inches, that looks good. The medium post would be a good selection for this bow.